This is very abrupt.
A happy confluence of events that happened to coincide with an unfortunate baby bear attack.
A lot of fuss over a baby bear attack I don't even remember.
Be glad you don't remember. It ravaged you and tossed your naked body into the shrubs, and that baby bear is still out there.
Why did we have to leave town? It's not like he was going to follow me home.
Not right away, but wait 29 days.
What happens in 29 days?
That's about how long it takes for a baby bear to regroup.
I don't get to say goodbye to anybody.
Moving away is a form of goodbye.
Did Grandpa eat somebody again? That why we had to leave?
No, not Grandpa. Watch yourself.
If I see any dead hobos, I'll earn my fingerprinting merit badge and find their families.
Oh, honey, they're hobos. They don't have families.
Grandpa said I have a condition.
He did?
He says it like he says it when Marilyn has a condition. But he says my condition cleared up.
I'm sure it's a different condition.
I like being like Marilyn.
Don't say that in front of Grandpa. Say it like you like being your dad. It'll be equally aggravating, and you do get that condition from me.
Which one of you?
This one of me.
Your heart feels funny.
That's how I know who I am when I'm made of so many different people.
I like being like Marilyn.
Don't say that in front of Grandpa. Say it like you like being your dad. It'll be equally aggravating, and you do get that condition from me.
Which one of you?
This one of me.
Your heart feels funny.
That's how I know who I am when I'm made of so many different people. Also, as an intermediary step, sometimes the deer want to be eaten. They're depressed and lonely, so that lion's doing the deer a favor.
That deer didn't look depressed.
I know, I thought I saw it smile.
Does anything eat the lion?
Grandpa.
I think something's wrong with Grandpa. He took off all his clothes and then he ate a lion.
You weren't at the zoo, were you?
The forest. Grandpa and Marilyn were teaching me about the circle of life and suicidal deer.
Circle of life is a violent shape.
It is when Grandpa's drawing it.
Your grandpa's just trying to help you understand there's an order to life so you don't hate the baby bears when they attack.
I don't hate that baby bear. It was probably confused and lonely.
That's exactly right. That baby bear was so confused it couldn't possibly know what it was doing.
It's not like it would walk into a populated area. Which reminds me, if Grandpa's going to start eating people again, shouldn't we warn the neighbors?
What makes you think Grandpa's going to start eating people?
What makes you think he's not?
Because he's your grandfather. Marilyn told you.
Grandpa did. He told me while he was eating the lion. I think he wanted me to see him eat that lion, so I'll get used to him eating something big.
The thing Grandpa wants you to see about the circle of life is, as a Munster, he's standing outside of it.
As a Munster?
Well, as a Munster, our duty in nature is to eat, not be eaten.
Unless you have a condition, like Marilyn, like me.
Unless you have a condition.
You wouldn't eat anybody, would you, Mom?
There's a difference between being a Munster and being a monster.
Would you?
It would be natural if I did.
I'm glad I'm not like you, Mom. Grandpa is not a gentleman.
I know he isn't, and I know you spent the last 10 years growing into a perfect little gentleman, but the sad truth of it is, your hormones are going to throw that little gentleman under a bus.
Do you mean puberty?
And then some.
I know about embarrassing dreams and growing hair in strange places.
What about growing hair everywhere?
Where else does it grow?
There was no baby bear.
What was it?
You.
What?
You're the baby bear.
I thought I was ravaged and thrown into the shrubs.
That wasn't you. You ravaged and ran naked through the woods. You are a Munster. You are not a monster, Eddie. Look at me.
Did I hurt anybody?
There were a few scratches worth the price of the campfire antidote. You didn't do anything worse than turn into a werewolf.
There isn't anything worse.
I love you, Eddie. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have something to be careful of. You also have me and your mom.
Mom says monsters eat meat. I don't want to eat meat.
You don't have to be like any Munster there is, except Eddie Munster, who doesn't eat meat.
I can't be a vegetarian werewolf?
You can be a vegetarian when you can help it, and when you can't, that problem will solve together.